we quit, somebody was saying they were going to look for traps, and I said we'll do that when we get back. So we are back.
All right. I'm gonna go look for some traps.
If you are going to, give me a general vicinity and give me a roll for find remove traps in the tower, please. Checking the door for traps.
Yeah, and there's another 10% on top of that if they're magic in nature.
Okay. You find no traps.
Oh, let me put myself over there. I think we're good. I will see if the door is locked, I guess.
You don't see any locks on this side. There's no like padlock or anything like that.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and open her up slowly.
Alright, so you open the door. Let me reveal a little bit of the map. And
Oh, wow.
so the area over here has got a really dim light source. That's why you can kind of see into that. You can see some shells. You can't tell what's on them because you're not, the light over there is really dim. But you can see some shelves and stuff over there. This actually is a corridor that goes north and then west, but that's as far as you can see because of walls and things.
Alright, I will step in and go investigate stuff over here to the, was that the east, I guess?
Yep.
Make sure the group is behind me, not coming in here by myself.
Well, you're scouting, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, for the most part. It
I'll
seems
cover
to be
you.
pretty
I'll
safe.
cover your back.
Alright, cool. Just start rummaging around the area here, see if there's anything of interest.
So you start looking on the shelves. You can see there's bottles and flasks and other such paraphernalia. Looks like an alchemist or wizard's lab. On the floor you can see some more. There's like a large box with some white and colored sticks. Some sacks of what looks like charcoal. Some jugs of some kind of acrid smelling liquids. And a couple of candles and some other sort of similar materials stacked about in that sort of triangular shaped room.
These little sticks are interesting. Can I take, like, how big are they? Are they pretty small or?
They're probably about 6 inches long, and they're as big around as like a large thumb.
Okay. Firecrackers or something. I'll take like, I don't know. How many are there? Just a bunch of them?
There's a bunch of different colors. There's green and red and blue and purple and white. Lots of white. When you pick it up, there's like they're like powdery on the exterior. And you look at your hands, you can see some of it's kind of come off on you.
Oh, nice. I'll just stuff like 8 of these into my large sack.
Okay.
Who knows? I'll figure them out later.
Okay. You want just create a item in your inventory so you can keep track of it. And not
Yeah,
remind
just
me
called
later.
I just call them multicolored sticks. All right. Well, now that I got those, come over here, look around the corner.
Alright, moving around to see. Oops, that's not what
Doing half squares because I know how much you love that.
not until we get in combat, and then I'm not going to be okay with that. Alright. Okay, so the passage continues west, and another one opens up to the north and continues on. Up to the north, kind of in this direction, you can see a faint light against that wall. I mean, it's really faint, and it's kind of a blue-red color, shifting from
Okay.
both.
All right. Come over here first. Cool beans. And then go look up here.
You can tell that it turns right and goes into your area or chamber or hallway.
Well, gentlemen, do you want to go north or west?
I'm not there with you, man. You're stealthing ahead.
I figure someone's pretty close back here. Borgin, not that far.
We're
I'll
not
move up.
supposed to be.
I'll move
You're
up and
kind of
follow.
scouting.
Yeah.
I'm moving quietly behind you.
All right.
So
Well, I'll go take the northern corridor here then.
I'll keep an eye out to the west so nothing comes up behind you.
All right.
As you
Flip my
begin
little-
moving north, you can tell there's definitely a light source to your right.
Okay.
You also start hearing this kind of weird. It's a sound that probably you would associate with some kind of arcane noise. It's not like something a person can make.
Mm.
Like a swirling, sort of whooshing sound, maybe.
Some sort of device, maybe. All right. I'll start moving silently up here, down the corridor.
Okay, give me a move silently, please.
Sure. I feel like I'm not that good at that. Oh, I suck at that. Not where I put my points.
As you move eastward,
Oof.
put you up a little bit. You see the room is just a room. It's not in a hallway, and on the floor you can see three glyphs or some sort of magical circles on the floor, and that's where the light aura is coming from, and also the sort of arcane sounds. You know, each one of them is like the blue one is kind of sparking, and every now and then you'll hear just like maybe a sound of deep wind. The red one is flickering red, and it's sparking. They're not like each one of them has a spark color. Like this one is brown, and then this one is blue, and then this one is kind of a white, and that one is red.
Okay.
You can, when you're looking in the room, you can see that the walls are just completely blackened with soot, and it looks like various spots like something hit the wall, and it, and there's like a spot where like something, like on a. It's kind of hard to explain in this kind of context, but like in like Star Trek, where you see a ship got shot in the side and it leaves a pattern. That's what it looks like.
All right. Well, first things first. I think I already know the answer to this, but I'll go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
The 4 circles on the floor absolutely give off magic for us.
Then I will search my immediate vicinity right in front of me here for any kind of traps.
Okay.
Mostly
Give me a
like,
check on the tower, please.
yeah, mostly like this area right here.
Okay.
I should pick a different color.
You do not find any traps.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head back to the group, mostly to Jareth, and see what he's got going on.
Just been watching this corridor.
All right, so
You want to check
back
out this
there,
way?
back there, Jareth, we got a bunch of magic circles. It looks like. I don't know if you want to come check it out and give me your opinion on the matter, but they're certainly magical, and I don't know. I didn't find any traps, but they certainly. The room doesn't look safe. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I'll buy it. Trust your opinion on that. Let's go take a look.
All right.
Okay, I heard your description, so you don't need to repeat it. We've got soot on the walls, like there was a explosion that burned it. And you've
Multiples. Yeah, not just one. It looks
Many.
like
Many
it's
of
been
them.
repeatedly shot and hit, and explosions have went off. Even on the floor, you can see there's burn marks and sin marks. Some of it's like there's like a chunk of rock that's taken out. Where the brick is just completely melted, and another spot is burned, and another spot looks like it's just been desiccated.
So we've got a blue, a white, a red, and a brown. That sounds like elemental symbols to me.
Sure does.
You've looked for traps, right?
Yeah, I mean, just in the immediate vicinity here, I wasn't quite sure that I should be walking around anywhere near those circles.
Yeah. I'm going to try and see if I can see anything trap-wise.
Okay.
See if we can find any traps. I'm going to throw a die in the tower.
Okay. Sounds good. You find no traps.
I'm with you. I didn't see any traps, but the whole place still looks dangerous.
Yeah, what's the ceiling look like?
Good question, Andy. It actually goes up pretty high, and you can see at various various heights. It looks like the same thing that happened on these walls down here has happened all the way up. Even looking dead center up, you can see where there's it looks like something's hit those up in the ceiling. And the ceiling's probably about 40, 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
Which is higher than most of the other area in here.
So it's like a big cylinder room, basically.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So do you think this? Go ahead.
I just don't like anything about this room.
Do you think the burn marks have anything to do with that stuff that you found back around the other corridor?
It's hard to say. I mean, there was like a green candle or whatever they are, right? Or a stick.
Yeah, there's green and blue and purple and white,
okay.
black.
So we just got all kinds of colors. I don't know what these are, but I don't think they're related
There were
to this
bottles and there was charcoal and
yeah,
other stuff in there that
it could.
Maybe there was an alchemist working in there or something.
Yeah, I would go with that. There could be some alchemists just testing shit out in here.
Anybody else in the party know anything about alchemy?
Oh, I have to go back and let them know, I guess. So, yeah, I'll head back to the group and tell them that we found something interesting over here and they should probably come take a look.
Yep, me too.
All right. Yeah, Bill is the guy with the herbalism. I don't know that anybody has alchemy.
Yeah, I mean, I do not.
Well, come take a look at this room, but don't go in. It looks dangerous.
And the again, the circles on the floor are certainly magic, so I would be careful around those.
Are there any other exits to the room, or is it just...
Nope, just looks like it's a big cylinder of doom.
Look at how the ceiling is all blackened, and the walls and the floor, like there've been explosions, gouts of fire or something.
And how high is the ceiling in there?
You said about 50 feet?
Yep.
I'm gonna try something. If you don't want to be a part of this, you probably like move out of the hallway.
All right.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna pull out one of the little powdery sticks, and I'm gonna throw it on the circle that I think is probably the least dangerous, which we're gonna go with this blue circle down here. I'm just gonna throw one of the sticks into that blue circle and see what happens.
Okay, go for it. You chuck it,
Yep.
and it hits the floor. Where it hits, there's this like, what color did you throw?
We'll say a white stick.
Yeah, you throw a white stick in there, and it hits the floor, kind of scrapes across a little bit, and rolls to a stop. And you can see where it hit. It left like a white mark streak across the floor.
Alright. And just for shits and giggles, I'll throw another white stick into the white circle over here, see if it does fuck all.
Same thing happens. It hits, kind of skips across the floor. Everywhere it skipped, it kind of left a little white streak.
Alright, I'll go back over here and tell these guys I'm still alive. My experiment...
Well, we heard no bangs or screams, so
Yeah,
that's good.
my experiment yielded no real results. I still don't trust those circles, though. Maybe we should move on for a little bit, and we'll come back to this later.
Yeah, when our magic user appears.
What am I, chopped liver?
I forget. You're a rogue magic user or
Yeah,
something?
I dabble in the arcane arts.
Okay.
Alright, come up here to the corner of this area, I guess. Hopefully I don't blow up.
You do not blow up, but you can see a corridor continues on. This room. That's about as far as you can see
Alright.
from where you're at.
So just because I have not been in this place very long, have you guys come across very many traps just down the random corridors since you've been in here?
No, not really.
Okay, so it's mostly just been like doors and shit.
Yeah, and most of them are not trapped either.
Okay. Going against my gut instinct to like check every foot of this place, but come over here.
There are occasionally hidden doors, but there's so much corridor and they're so few and far between
Yeah.
that we generally haven't just been searching for them.
Oh, we got a door up here.
And another passage to the west that goes off in that direction. And it continues on further south. You just can't see past there.
Right. Alright, then...
Actually, let me give you a little bit better. You can
Sure.
at least see that it does go to a corner. It jumps that way.
Man. Dungeons and corridors. New game.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna come over here and investigate this door, see if there's any traps.
Okay. Give me a check.
Go.
You do not find any traps.
All right. Good enough for me. I'll slowly attempt to open this door.
Buddy.
Did I not bring a metal mirror? I always have a mirror. I forgot to get one for this character. Oh well.
Crack it open. You can see the passage splits and goes left and right. There's some shelves on either end, like one there and one there. Let's see what's on them. Start.
Alright. Stepping
You can see some light from here and here.
Okay. Then I'll come over here and peer around the corner. See if I can see the light source. Goodies. What is that, an open door?
Yeah, there's another door here. Trying to do it the way it's curved, but it's just my ass. So, actually, I'll just make it to where you can see into that one, because that makes sense.
Okay, it looks like kitchen.
But there's other area that way. You're not looking that direction because you're looking to your that way. But there's shelves. And let me get the description for you. There are crests in the wall in here, and some of them are actually still giving off light. They're fit into the walls about every 10 foot, and about every other one is lit. There is a long slanted shelf along the north wall with a lot of stools spaced along its 30-foot length. Sheets of vellum and parchment still lie upon the shelf, accompanied on an upper ledge by quills and many sorts. Small pots, oddly carved stoppers, and candlesticks. A small writing desk stands at the... You can't see that far. Looking, that's what you can see from there. But there's chairs and desk, and looks like ink and ink pots, and you would recognize ink pots and that sort of thing. Right. You can also hear, or not hear. No, this is not active, so yeah. And if Jareth is going to be there, I'm just going to go ahead and open up.
Yeah, I was about to peer around the corner anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's where you can see the desk. There's a small writing desk in the west end. And a lectern at the far east. Opposite each of these objects is an arched doorway. That's where you guys came through. And several small chairs.
Nice. Well,
and let me... what that is, but I think that both the doors are open. One's opened in, one's opened out. That's what that's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. And this is where like all the paper and ink was?
Yeah, on all the desks.
Okay.
It looks like some sort of, maybe if you were a wizard type, this would be, maybe your research laboratory or something, where you do research on your something. It requires a lot of reading and writing.
Well, as a spell filcher, I believe it is my duty to commandeer a lot of these papers and such. So I am going to do that. I'm going to grab like any blank parchment vellum that I can find, because that shit's expensive.
Yep.
I'm just going to grab all that I can find, unless it's like more than I can carry. I'll just be a minute.
So what I need you to do is go ahead and give me a surprise roll. You can do it out in the open with a -2 penalty.
Okay. It's 2. Nice.
Definitely surprised. So as you're
luxurious paper.
Yes, you're just looking at all these. You're just like, oh my god, this is gonna be so many spells, and you're making your way towards the desk. And when you do, everybody else or Jareth sees tentacles stretch out from underneath these benches, You didn't really, you didn't notice, or you didn't see it. Jareth kind of sees now there's some sort of long, oblong object underneath it, and several tentacles are streaking out to attack you. And so let me do that real quick.
Wizard Laboratory is my only weakness.
That's what they all say.
Actually, and bullets.
Oh, that's a hit.
Ouch.
Yeah, what is it?
Just pull up the player's
I need you to
handbook
give
here.
me a save versus poisons.
Oh, that's not gonna be a fun time. Come on. Oh, thank God.
Awesome.
Woot!
Alright, and here comes another one. I'm just going to go ahead and let him roll your save. Just save doesn't matter unless it hits, so may not hit. And he didn't.
Oh, I bet you're paralyzed.
So you've saved. He's got one more attack.
Oh man. Oh, that's not good.
So he hit, and you saved on the last one. So because of that, you feel the strength just sap out of you.
Ugh.
And I'm going to reveal what it is and unhide him.
Of course.
And
Hentai
what we need to do
rapist.
now, what we need to do now is roll for initiative, please.
Come on. Whoa.
Alright, looks like Jareth and Borgren, we're still waiting for you guys to roll initiative.
Oh, what a spectacular roll.
Nothing wrong with that. It gives you time to think about what you can do.
I'm gonna sit here and watch poor Carathian just kind of droop and drop everything. I wonder what's happening to him.
My papers.
Alright, so it looks like the first person going is Grimlock.
Yep. So I am going to sprint into there. So my move is 6, which means I can move 12 if I'm running, right?
Right. Can you tell me why you want to do that? Because I mean, if you want to understand that right now, there is no, you don't know what's going on in there. You don't, I mean, there's not been any yelling. Nobody said they've yelled or anything yet. And as far as if you're waiting for them to come back from their scouting expedition, so I mean, that would be more in character with what your guy would know.
So I can't hear anything is what you're telling me.
Right. There's
Yeah,
nobody screamed yet. This thing just kind of.
Okay. And does it seem like they've been gone for an extraordinary amount of time? Like longer than normal?
No.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just kind of looking around the corner.
So what I will
I'll
do
pass
for
my
you,
turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and put you at 99. That way, because it seems a little unfair that you wouldn't be able to act. I mean, you're just waiting, and if there's a noise, you can run in. Is what I think we'll do. We'll just put you at 99 for that. It's kind of hard to have somebody that's not, that's not aware of it go first. So. But the roper is going to start pulling you in. It's going to be his first thing. Give me a strength check, Corathane. You made it 3. If he's got any special strength. which is... There we go, that'll work. Now with the tower. Alright, so he, you are, well, I'm giving you I don't know why I asked you to roll, because honestly, that's up to you, what you do. But the roper starts pulling you in. He succeeded by more than what you did on yours. And so he's able to pull you towards him a little bit. When we get to you, you can, you know, if you want to do something, like try to break free or something like that, you certainly can. But while he's pulling you in, he's got 3 other arms that are going to try to attack you again. He's got one that's stuck to you still, so he's going to keep doing this. That's a miss. He missed, so the save doesn't matter. He hit and you failed, so you're weakened again. And then lastly, or his third attack. You hit and you failed your save again. Wow. Okay. And then he has got a total of 2 that he is going to attack Gareth with. Actually, give me a second. Even with your, he is not surprised because you have your cloak on, which technically makes you hard to see. But he is aware of your presence for whatever reason. His vision let him see it, or something like that. So he is going to attack you twice with his tentacles. 2 spare tentacles he has. Miss and a hit, and you failed a save, so you are weakened as well. Alright, Jalaman.
I'm guessing Jalaman hasn't heard anything at this point?
No, because Kurthane and Jareth have not went yet, so they haven't had the opportunity to say what they're going to do. So you can do the same thing as Grimlock has done if you'd like. Just basically just wait.
That's what I'll do.
Move you to the end. And we'll go to Kurthane.
Well, now that I have a strength of 1, I guess I collapse to the ground under the weight of all my belongings. Since I am
weak.
like, yeah, well beyond what I can carry. My max press is 3 pounds.
Yeah,
so.
and in fact, you wouldn't be able to cast your spell, not because you're so weak, but because even if I need to add that into that thing, that the way it normally does right now is it removes it whenever you take damage, but it should also remove it whenever you fail a save. If you fail a save while you're casting a spell, you lose you can't cast the spell. So.
Well, I can still scream like a little girl, so I'll do that.
Okay, that sounds good.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright, Borgin.
I think that's a power move.
Alright, Borgin. Behind the door, you can hear Kurthane screeching like, you know, he's in pain or something.
I can't actually see though because the door is shut.
No, you'd have to open and go in. Correct.
Okay, so I'm just gonna open the door and move in sort of towards the direction where I think the screaming is coming from.
Okay. Give me a percentile dice roll in the tower, please. And one of the guys in the stream, Andy Griffith, I think he's one of the guys that plays with us on Friday, is redeeming blessing for everybody. So I need to target all you guys and give it to you. 1 sec. What that does is it gives you a bonus, our plus to everybody that's friendly. So 1 second.
Thank you very much.
I will toast that.
So it
Thank
only
you.
gave it. Did it give it to everybody? It looks like it only gave it to Borgin. Let me undo that then. I'm gonna do it manually. And there you go. Yeah, so it's like a bless spell, but it lasts for like 24 hours. All right. So Borgin, you were moving in. You gave me a percentile roll. Let me look. Where is it? Dice roll. And you are able to determine that the sound came from over here. Immediately when you open the door, you can see Jareth over there anyways. And he has also got a tentacle wrapped around him.
Hey, don't judge me. You don't know my life.
Yeah, I'll move right now. I'll move up next to Jareth.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't think there's anything else I can do this turn, so I don't think I can attack, right?
Opening the door, moving through it, I would probably say not, especially since you only have one attack. Next round you can, but you're aware of the situation. And if you want to holler or say something to somebody else, you certainly can.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to yell out some kind of warning. There's
Okay.
a tentacle monster in here.
All right, Jareth.
All right, I am going to. Well, I'm weakened, so I'm kind of stumbling and staggering, but I'm going to try and cut this tentacle. I'm going to activate the sword to be more defense, and then I'm going to attack.
All right. Go ahead and apply the effect, and then what I need you to do is just roll an attack versus the creature.
Okay, I can't target the creature, I don't think.
Why not? You should be able to.
Where would I target it?
He's right in
There
front
it
of
is,
you.
on North Combat Tracker.
Yeah, can you not see him on the map?
No, I don't see him.
Can you guys see him?
Yes.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, that's weird. I guess it's one of those James issues that I don't know what's going on. All right, but
I'm
all right, so
attacking him.
I'll target him for you. There you go. Oh, nat 20! Yeah, look at that. All right, so give me damage, and you can do it to him. So he's still targeted. I'm gonna look and see what it does.
That did not give me the pluses from the extra pluses from the weapon. Which should have been 2.
And how much damage did you do? Oh!
Chose 5, but add 2 to that from the weapon. I did plus 4 to hit, plus 2. I'm sorry, plus 4 to defense, plus 2 for the weapon. Attack and defense and damage.
So that should be right, because it's the reason it's doing oh, it doesn't have damage. I don't remember. I think I don't remember why that is different.
Well, just leave it how it is then, and move on.
Remind me to look at that later. I don't know if it's supposed to do increasing damage. I think it's just to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think you get the damage from the assassination stuff is where it's supposed to come from. But remind me after we get done and we'll look at it. But it's just it is you almost completely sever it, but it's still there. It's just hanging on by some really thick skin on one side and a little bit of muscle sinew. Squirting blood, but it's still just clenched onto you.
Okay. You want me to press next?
No.
Or?
No, I'll do that. All right, gentlemen. You've heard 2 people scream now. Or hollering. 1 scream, 1 holler.
Yep, Jolliman's going to run down and burst into the room.
Alrighty. You gonna jump in front of somebody or just run into the room? Right there. You can move him. You tell me where he wants to go.
No, he'll move in a little bit farther.
That's a wall right there. We gotta go around that.
There we go.
Just want to go to there? Okay. Alright, and next is Grimlock.
Okay, so I've heard yelling and screaming, so I'm sprinting. So my guy's got to move into 6, so he runs double, right? So move 12 squares.
Certainly can, yeah.
So I'm gonna get right up in this thing's grill.
Alrighty. Boom, boom. Alright. Roll initiative, please. You know, James, the weakness effect may have reduced your damage bonus. That may be why.
Okay, makes sense.
Well, looks like everybody has rolled, and our first person to go is Grimlock.
Okay.
With a roll of a 1. Wow.
All right, I'm gonna swing at the roper.
Alright, go for it.
Hang on just a second. Let me make sure it has my shield unequipped, because it should definitely be unequipped. Yeah. Sure of that stuff. Because the shield will give me extra AC that I don't really have because I'm using my axe now.
Gotcha.
Okay, I think I'm good now. Alright, so we're swinging at the rope.
The fact that you hit with a 2 is pretty disgusting.
I will buy you your ale tonight.
Alright, second swing. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright, Jareth.
Alright, I'm gonna finish severing this tentacle that's on me.
Alright.
Do I need to press the defense?
The same one that whatever, yeah, because it expires
Right.
it only lasts for 1 round. Oh, missed. Wow.
Alright.
Our next is Borgin.
Borgin is going to swing at this monster. Roper.
Go for it. Go for it.
Nice roll.
That.
Oh, I'll use some charges on this guy.
Can I do that? Can I use a charge, or do I have to roll a coin?
I would have to look, but I think it's based on what you rolled to hit. You would know more better than I would, because I'm not looking at it right now.
It's regular damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. Oh!
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Max damage.
Alright. So, the creature getting struck so hard by Grimlock immediately retracts all of its tentacles and is going to launch a flurry of 6 attacks against the thing that just about cut him in half. So I'm just going to use 1 tentacle and do them all from there. Hit. Hit. Miss. That's a hit. That's a miss. That's a miss. So 3 hits. So I need to do 1, 2, 3 saves. Saved. All but once. Alright. Gollman, you go.
Can Jolliman get to a place where he can actually attack?
You can move through your friendly targets if you'd like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna charge.
You can't charge to your party members. You can move.
Oh, okay.
through them.
Then I'll just move through them and then attack.
Where do you want to be?
There.
Whoa. Oh, that's not a hit. Yeah, he's got an AC of 0. Yeah, that's not right. I think that's what happened with your first attack as well. Let me go back and look, because yeah, this guy... What is it with fucking dwarves? He's not even a dwarf. Yeah, there's some weirdness going on with... Because you hit AC 2 when his AC is 0. So one of your attacks didn't even do damage. Or shouldn't have done damage. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, when Borgin hit, he rolled a 17. But yeah, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, that's definitely a miss. Yeah, because his AC is not 10, it's 0.
Okay, so I think that's it for Jolliman. He just has 1 attack.
Yes, especially when he moves.
Right. Okay.
In fact, it looks like... No, let's roll quick. I'm rolling back and checking something real quick. 3, 2... Oh. Actually, you only... No, that's 2. -3. Okay, so we're good. Alright, and then Corthane, you are meekly flopping around on the floor.
I don't even know if I have the strength to flop. I'll just get dragged.
So you're
Well,
not
he
getting
actually
dragged, you don't
released
have
you.
Yeah.
He released you.
Oh, he did release me. Well, my
Yeah.
strength is still 1, so I don't even know if I can get the shoulder straps from my backpack off me.
What are you wanting to do?
Well, whatever I can, if I can somehow get out of my gear. Like, everything weighs me down, even my armor would be too heavy for me, so...
Oh.
I guess I'll
And
just
getting
lay
out of
there.
your gear in the situation you're at now would take you a turn, at least.
Yeah, well... I mean, I imagine I'd be prone, right? Like, I can't even...
Yep, you are prone.
Yeah, well, we'll just move on. I'll just slowly try to get my shit off and figure out a way to move.
Okay. Roll initiative, gentlemen. Oh, you guys are rolling initiative pretty quickly. Jareth.
I am not being attacked by any tentacles.
Nope.
So I don't know if this thing can see me with the cloak on, but I'm going to stagger into the room to the left over here. And I'm going to see if this thing tracks me.
So when you're moving, you're gonna move through your party members, so it can certainly see you. And the only way to do that is to use a fall back. Basically, it'll take your entire action, and you can move a third of your move to do that. Like if you wanted to, to get there, I think you're within range to do that, but it's going to take your entire action. Otherwise, the thing's going to get to slap at you with its tentacles as you're moving away.
Okay, then I won't go that way. I'll fall back this way. Out of its line of sight. So I'm out of the line of the door.
Okay. What did you want to do there? Okay.
I'm done. I'm trying to reestablish the fact that I'm hard to see.
Okay.
I don't know if ropers can see or they sense some other way.
So he is going to attack with 2 more tentacles against Grimlock. Let's see if it hits. It hit and you saved. Second one. It hit and you saved. So those 2 do nothing other than slap you in the face. But he's going to attack Jolliman twice. Hit and save. Miss and... well, that doesn't matter. And then 2 against Borgin. The last 2. Hit and save. Probably another hit and save. Yeah, even with the crit. Alright, so nobody is affected by anything he did. Borgin, you go.
Borgin's gonna swing. Oh, womp womp.
Yes, that is a hit. AC 0. Why does it say versus AC 10? Because it's not AC 10. Why is it showing that? That just drives me nuts. 5 damage, yes. Okay, so next is Grimlock.
Alright.
Exact.
So I am going to swing at this thing that keeps lashing out at me. Really upset, so I'm gonna let out a loud dwarven war cry and attempt with what strength I have left to chop this thing in half. I'm not sure how the reduced strength works with the gloves, but I'm assuming your system takes account of that, right?
Yep.
And we missed.
See, now it's showing AC 0. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
He is large too, by the way.
Oh man, I should have asked that before. I just assumed. Sorry.
No, you're right. Yeah, I just want to mention for everybody else. I saw you rolling the 3d6, so
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Poor thing. You just kind of slowly doing the stripper tease and stripping down.
Yeah, just dead fishing it up.
All right. And Jolliman.
Jolliman will swing. No.
A miss or a miss?
There's his AC 0.
Yes. Roll for initiative. Yeah, I edited the NPC sheet just to see if that makes it cleared up. And if this happens again, I'll try that again. And if it does, I'll have to figure out what's triggering that. What happened? Orthane is weakened and unable to move because of all the equipment he's wearing. Jareth, it is your go. What did you want to do, sir?
I would like to move back up over here where I can see this monster and see if it looks like it's tracking me.
Right now, it seems to be focusing on attacking the 3 creatures in front of it.
Okay.
I mean, it's got a giant eyeball that's just flickering all. I mean, just imagine the Eye of Sauron. That's what it's doing.
Okay.
I mean,
then that I'm going to stop there and continue to watch, and then I'll tell you what I try to do next turn.
Okay. Morgan's
gonna swing.
Go for it.
Nice.
That looks like a hit. -3. That's absolutely a hit.
Morgan's got the hot rolls tonight.
Man. Oh, and it kills it.
Awesome job, man.
You smited that mofo.
Holy crap, dude. You're on a roll with that thing. Keep
I'm
that up.
kidding.
All 3 hits.
All right, so we will end the combat.
Can someone pick up my me? Can't seem to get up.
I couldn't lift you.
So Corathane is, oh yeah, -15 strength. That sucks.
You're telling me.
Alright. So you guys slay the beast. Its tentacles kind of all slither and kind of shrink and, you know, retract from all you guys and wrap around itself, and it just kind of squelches to the ground and oozes some kind of greenish looking blood.
So I'm going to start patrolling the room, looking under everything, making sure nothing's moving, making sure there's no more hidden monsters in here. So I'm going to kind of start circling the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna drool on myself.
Okay. Alright, so Grimlock makes a patrol around the room. Nothing else like the Roper pops out and attacks you guys. I don't know if you guys can show you what the thing looks like. Like for Charles, this may be new, so I'll share the full-size image of the thing.
Oh,
Thanks.
Fine.
what was that thing we did in the Earth Elemental plane that was like that? That was hanging from the ceiling. Was it the same monster?
It may have been a similar one, but there's like a rocky version that's like covered in rocks, and that may have been what it was. There's another name for it, and I can't remember what it is, but it's a similar creature. They're same species, different type.
Gotcha.
Now, their general form of nutrients is to grab something and make it so we can't do anything and just pull it in and eat it, but it couldn't pull in Corathane because you guys were beating the snot out of it. So that's why it actually never did any damage. Let me check one of the settings because I'm not seeing bars. Bars. Oh, there. There we go. Now you guys can see bars for your health bars.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just seeing dots. I don't know. I was probably fussing around with something. All right. So Grimlock makes a patrol around the room. Doesn't touch or pick up anything, but nothing jumps out and grabs him like the Roper do. What do the rest of you guys do? I know what Corathane's doing.
Whatever this thing had on its tentacles made me really weak, and Corathane is just barely able to move.
Yes. Just to give you guys a better idea of what the room looks like, this is kind of what the shelves and stuff look like. I think what I did is I gave you the incorrect description. So the back half of the room where you guys are at looks like that. The front part of the room, those two, These things are where the desk were, where the vellum and all that was. The room is kind of complicated. There's some more shelves, desks right there with vellum and stuff. And all this stuff is like the picture that I shared with you. All these things. So it looks like there's just any, like, let me unlock you guys so you can do whatever you want. I mean, just glancing about the room, Corathane, it looks like there's probably any kind of spell component you ever could possibly want, and you could get as much as you want. Or as much as you could carry, which in your current state is not much.
So, Jolliman, is there anything you can do to help with the strength loss?
Cardman, you're right. It is absolutely a stroper.
The clerical
Stroper.
spell that you might be able to do?
Dispel magic, maybe? Would that work or not?
Man, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't know if this is like a short-term effect or whether it's a long-term effect. You know, because if it's a long-term drain, then I think it has to be, you have to fix it with restoration or something.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't know it was going to do that. I was trying to advance the initiative. We're going to hear that 10 times.
Oh no.
Sorry. I was trying to advance it by 1 turn.
Yeah. Do I know anything about these characters?
I cannot. This makes me almost cry. I'm laughing. Sorry. So I need to figure out a way to fix that. Cause yeah, that's annoying. I need to make it trigger the advancement without doing the round text.
What about the Kedum's magical ointment? It has anti-poison properties.
Yeah, I was thinking that stuff the goblin gave us, that we may be able to use that on Corathane. We were told that could cure just about anything. So anyway, that's something to consider. But Jolliman would know much better than me. He's the healer, so. This is the problem when we're playing and people don't show up. It's like we don't have our magic user, we don't have either cleric.
Yeah.
Well, and Corathane's hasn't even lost any wounds.
No, he hasn't. He's just,
Yeah, but he can't
severely
move.
weakened.
He's like paralyzed, just about.
Weekend at Corathane's.
I mean, losing, vitality would be much easier to deal with than this.
So, how long has it been since the conclusion of the battle at this point?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, and no change to the effect, right? It appears to be a lasting effect.
You got those of you that were weakened still feel weak. Yes.
Okay. And so our previous experience with the Roper in the elemental plane of Earth wouldn't indicate as to whether this effect was a long-term effect or not?
Let me look. That somebody
Sure.
actually mentioned it in the Discord, or not Discord, in Twitch. It was a Stow Roper. The one that you encountered in the plane, and
Yeah, I remember it was on the ceiling. And we made very quick work of it, likely because we had more people.
yeah, it doesn't do the same thing. It has tentacles, and they were like stony covered armored tentacles, but they like poisoned you with like literal poison that made you take damage or killed you, sort of stuff. This guy just weakened you.
Okay, well, my advice would be let's kind of have those that can still move kind of do a detailed search of the room and see if we can find anything of value. In the meantime, we kind of wait to see if these strength effects wear off. If they don't, to get Corathane up and moving, we can try and use the goblin healing stuff that they gave us and see if that has any effect. Otherwise, we have to pick him up and carry him out and go find professional healing. So I will stand kind of right here and kind of scan the room back and forth as these guys search it. And again, just kind of listening. Are there any other exits to this room other than the way we came in?
Not that you can see.
Okay, gotcha. So
There's the two
in that
closets
case-
over here, closet areas, and then the door here. That's it.
And those closets are closed? They're closed doors?
open.
Okay, well, I wouldn't even... Oh, they're open. Okay, gotcha. So I will go kind of, not searching the closets, but I will kind of walk in the closets just to make sure there's no gotchas in there.
That area has a table heaped with many lengths of plain linen. There is a circle around the table on the floor, like kind of like the circle that was in the circle room where there was four circle magical circles. You don't recognize it because that's not your thing, but there's some weird looking runes underneath the table. On the shelf, there's shelves in the room, and there's like body parts in jars, organs and brains and eyeball. Somebody's got floating eyeballs and a brain with some eyeballs in it. Floating in a jar, and various other things, ears and toes and a whole foot. There are also several books and scrolls on one of the shelves as well. In that one.
I wonder if this is the lab or office of the wizard that we killed, the high-level wizard. I forget what his name was, but this seems like an area of where a wizard of high level would do his work. Because there's so many research components here. What do you guys think?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So in that case, we definitely might want to be looking for books and scrolls and that type of thing. So, but that is not my thing. I am not going to go search for scrolls and books. I am searching for threats. I will leave the search for valuables to you guys. So I've searched all the closets at this point.
You only looked in the
for
one
threats?
on the south. I gave you the description for because you were there.
Okay, I want to go. Is there one up here too?
Yep. That one. The
Yeah, I
door's
wanna
open
go-
inward. You look inside,
I
and it has a lot of like engineering stuff. There's these lamps that are on tripods and quadrupods and plumb lines and dividers and candles of different sizes. And various shapes and colors. There's also these boxes of these large. They're about 6 inches long. They look like sticks. Give me an engineering check, please. You can do it out in the open.
I actually have engineering skill.
Yeah, that's why I asked. Awesome. So you recognize all of it. It's chalk. All the sticks, they're about 6 inches long, and there's like there's yellow, red, green, blue, purple, black, lots of white, various colored sticks of chalk. There are pots of paint, the same colors, and metal devices, small distillers, various things like that. So some of it looks to be stuff that you could use, that you would use as an engineer for building things, but some of this other stuff you don't recognize. It's probably something that an alchemist or a wizard would use for whatever reason.
Okay. And is everything kind of out in the open, or are there boxes of stuff that are not visible?
It's just all kind of in stacks and various, in order of what they are. All the chalk is in one. There's, the paint is in another pile, and just kind of organized.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely report that to the party since I kind of recognize what that is. I'll tell everybody. It looks like they're possibly doing some construction work here or something? Because they have a lot of engineering materials in there that you would use for that sort of activity. So I'll let them know. And I said, but I didn't see any dangers in those closets over there. However, the one at the southeast corner appears to have some sort of circle, potentially magical, around a desk, and I did see multiple scrolls, books in there on a shelf. So you guys might want to check that out. And I'll also tell them about my suspicions about this being the office or research lab of the wizard we killed in here on our last adventure. But at this point, I don't see any threats, and I would encourage you guys all to search while we wait to see if these strength draining effects will wear off.
Borgin wants to look and see if he can find any like personal journals or notebooks or just notes from anyone among all the papers.
You rummage through the equipment, books and various things, and most of it is completely unrecognizable to you. You don't, whatever it is, what language or what markings that they're using, you're not familiar with. But there are some books that you can find and scrolls that are like documenting the inventory of 12 Gorgon tongues, 6 fire bat ears, 12 frog eyeballs, that kind of stuff. So you assume that it's based, it's the inventory for the sort of things that are in this room. But there's nothing like a simple journal that would like that or anything. As you guys are spending time doing this, Corathane feels a little like some of the effects from the weakness have left him.
Oh, that's good. Oh man.
Yeah. I'll let anybody who's nearby let them know. I think I'm getting better, and I'll try to.
Yeah, you lifted your head extra high this time.
I'll lift a finger and I'll point at the table above me and say, "Could someone grab my papers? I seem to not be able to reach them."
Well, I'll try and once I see that he's getting better, and I'll try and help him up and see if I can get him to stand on his own 2 feet.
So 2 of these weakness effects have expired on him. I mean, he still has, I think, a couple more.
I think we just need to rest. And if I can get up, I'm gonna try to collect. I'm gonna try to get these papers.
Hey, Corathene, isn't it true that wizards, some wizard spells take like powdered precious metal or gems or stuff like that? Would there be any of that laying around?
Well, there was certainly some oddities in one of the first rooms that we came in. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time digging through them though.
I mean,
to answer your question,
yes.
yes.
In here.
Oh, well,
I mean,
if I can get my land legs back, I'll definitely take a look around the area.
Okay, so when he's able to move on his own, I'm going to make my way to the door we came in to get to this area, and I'm going to look down the hallway first to make sure that I don't hear anything or I don't see anything approaching, and if I don't, I'm going to quietly shut that door.
Okay. So, Corathane, you are able to move. It's just it takes a lot of effort. I think you are at least halfway overloaded, moderately encumbered. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can move about the room and look at the things that are there. Just glancing around, it's like I described, that other room where there was a lot of mundane sort of spell components. In this room, there's stuff that is used for higher level spells, and some things for creating potions, and you can even see some there's these look like would be crude wands that probably haven't been, they're not used yet. Like the wood has been collected and ready to be, carved and, and enchanted to be used. You can see like there's powdered gems of various types. Like if there's any spell that you need any kind of component for, you suspect that you could find it in this room. There's herbs of every type for spell casting. If you're a herbalist, there's probably, whatever you would possibly need, you suspect would be in here.
All right, well, I will definitely relay that to the group as I dig through this place to find some of the more rarer components. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look through my stuff because I think there's a couple things I probably need.
So did I see anything down the hallway or anything?
No.
Or was I able to shut the door?
Yes.
Okay. And so once Corathane tells me that, magic is not my thing, but I do have some knowledge from helping the temple out. So as I kind of keep my ears open and my eyes open for things moving or, threats, I'll kind of look around for troll's blood and see if I see anything in there. See if I see any in there. Since we've harvested that a couple of times, I assume I know what it looks and smells like. And I'll see if I can't find some of that so that we might give it to the temple for more healing supplies.
Well, as you're kind of looking around, you and Borgen are kind of in the same area, and he shows you a book it's written in common, and it's just a inventory of various things that are in here, and it does have a entry for troll's blood. It says 2. And it's got a name of something, but you're not sure what that particular name means, but you assume there's somewhere in here there's 2 things of troll blood.
Yep, so I'll try and find it. Or I'll tell the guys that are searching that that's one thing they should look for. And I'll continue to take watch.
Okay,
right.
So Borgen, the way the stuff is in the room, it's kind of organized by liquids and crushed things and animal parts and various things like that. So it's pretty easy once Grimlock tells you, say, hey, can you see if you can find some troll blood? And you narrow down on the shelves where it should be. And there's lots of vials of liquid, but you can quickly determine the troll blood is kind of, after it's been in a container for a while, kind of turns gray, and it kind of it looks like jelly for some reason, where normal blood just doesn't. So you can easily see where the 2 containers are. They're like a large glass sort of. It doesn't kind of go up to a narrow. It's just a large thing with a lid that's got wax over the top of it. And the lid is like a cork with wax over it. You guys got 2 large containers of troll blood. It's
Nice.
probably about a quart each. What were you saying, Courtney?
Oh, just that I'm definitely gonna try to find some pearls up in here. You never have enough of those.
Absolutely. You find 10 pearls, perfect for using for identification.
Nice.
Put those in your inventory.
Sure.
There's
Ready to go.
feathers and scales and hides, and some of the things look like poop. All kinds of stuff. You can see some ground up filings for metal, brass, iron, bronze, tin, lead,
so
zinc.
I'm gonna. Look
And you
around,
haven't
see
even
if-
looked in the closets yet. You
Yeah.
haven't.
So I definitely want to look around and see if there's a spell book. If he was dumb enough to leave that around anywhere.
You do not see anything that looks. Everything in here looks too small to be any kind of spell book.
Okay. Well,
There is definitely some vials of ink that Upon examination, you suspect you could use to, if you found a scroll, you want to transpose it into your spell book, you probably could. It looks like it's good enough for that. There's paper and papyrus and quills and vellum.
Alright.
And I'm going to throw that into the party sheet so you guys can have that at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember what I told you about that closet over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll investigate the closet, make sure it's not trapped in a minute here.
Well, while you're looking, I can easily investigate the closet door.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go over to the closet door.
Okay.
Is that over there on the right, on the east side?
Yeah, there's two. There's one there and one there. Both of them are open.
Just want to check and make sure there's no traps on this area. So I'll drop a find traps in the tower.
Grab a package off the porch. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jareth, you don't find any traps? Not in the north one, anyways.
I will check it out then. This north closet.
Okay, what are you looking for? I mean, other than what I described for Grimlock, and he pretty much could tell you everything that was in there as far as the devices and what they're for. Most of them.
Yeah.
That was the engineering sort of area.
Yeah, that's not me, so I'll move on to the south door.
Okay.
And I'll check it for traps. One moment. Looking for, things that might be valuable. Once I determine that that closet is free of traps.
Okay, you don't see any traps. The room itself is the one with the table covered with. There's something on the table, but sorry about that. There's a table with something on it in there, and there's linen laid across it, and there's shelves with. Hold on. Sorry, I need a sneeze button.
Bless you.
Okay. But there is a book, and there is scrolls on the shelves. There's various body parts in jars of liquid. That's kind of what you see in the room.
Golem, maybe? What do you think, Grimlock?
Do I think that might be a golem in there? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Have we seen a golem? Well, yeah, I guess we've seen elementals. Is that like a golem?
No.
I guess.
Well, yeah. A person made out of body parts.
I'm trying to
with
think
magic.
if we've done anything where we've dealt with like reanimated body parts or anything like that. I'm not sure we have.
No.
So I'm not
No,
sure
we
if my
haven't.
guy, he probably just shrugs his shoulders and says, sounds gross, man.
Yeah,
Not my thing.
I've heard stories as a child, but I wouldn't know one if I saw one. But I'm in a magic user's lab, and there's something laying on this thing covered up with a sheet, and there's a bunch of body parts in jars around. I don't feel comfortable. We need a magic using person to judge on
Well,
this
if anything starts moving, let me know.
Yes, sir.
I'll take care of it. I'll make it stop moving.
You will know as soon as I can tell you.
I'm back.
Corathane, are you our only magic capable person?
I don't think so. Doesn't Jareth use magic?
Jareth is a thief from top to bottom.
Oh man. I guess so. But my spells are more for stuff like this. Just kind of motion around the area.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
this room gives me the willies.
Oh, I could spend a week in this room, easy. But I know we got stuff to do, unfortunately.
Well, as long as you get, all the stuff you think you're gonna need.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I can only carry so much.
I can
There's
carry plenty. You can give me whatever you want to carry. I mean, within
Oh,
reason.
man.
But I have
Right.
lots of extra capacity. I'm a pretty strong guy, so.
Yeah, it's just so hard to choose. I mean, are there diamonds in here too, or?
There is crushed gems that you think are diamonds. They could be Cupid zirconium for all you know. You're not sure.
Right. That crushed gem powder, though, that stuff's useful. Gonna need some of that later in life, I think. Stuff's hard to come by. So, yeah, I guess I would just kind of focus looking around for like the more valuable spell components, like crushed diamonds. I do have, since this is like my kit, I do have like appraising and all that stuff. So, if any of that can assist me in finding the more, valuable spell components.
Yeah, we might be able to tell if that's diamond or cubic zirconium in that
Yeah.
powder.
But do you taste it like cocaine? You just kind of dip your finger in there and put it on the tip of your tongue?
Although there are probably creatures that could tell a diamond from a cubic zircon by taste, I'm not one of them.
Oh, darn.
But I can tell by looking at it sometimes.
You have to do a gummy.
A gummy?
A gummy.
Well, not to brag, I'm pretty good at appraising, so... Yeah, anything that looks valuable, spell component-wise, like in the, 500 gold piece and up range, I would definitely recommend we grab any of those items.
Yeah, and I would also recommend looking through the books and scrolls in that southeast closet as well. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm gonna be kind of messed up for a while, so I could probably just kind of sit here and rummage through that if Jareth wants to do some scouting in the meantime.
Yeah, I might need to do that.
or
All right.
Borgin. Borgin can go look at some of this stuff too.
Absolutely.
Borgin's a cleric, dude. He knows what an arcane scroll and what a divine scroll looks like.
No, he doesn't know anything about arcane.
But he knows if he can't read the scroll, then it's probably
that
an
doesn't-
arcane scroll.
It could be a scroll written that says things that he doesn't understand the language.
I think the two of us, though, we can probably work together to figure this stuff out. So yeah, I'll head over there and start rummaging through these scrolls and stuff.
Okay.
And books.
So there are a total of about 6 scrolls in this room. There's also a book. What else did I say was in there? Let me get that up. Yeah, so there are, like I said, 6 scrolls and a book, and then just jars of body parts. Most of them look human, although there are some brains of things that are obviously not human.
Okay, well, we'll definitely start with the good old detect magic on the area there to see if, like, that book is magic, maybe.
Whatever is underneath the cloth has some aura of magic. There are 3 scrolls that give off an aura of magic.
Okay. Well, let's see here. So nobody has tried to lift this cloth yet, huh?
Nope.
Alright, well, Morgan, if you want to step back while I take one for the team here, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and lift up the cloth, take a little peeky peek.
So you look, and it seems like the thing is a pieced together creature. The head is that of an ogre, but it looks like at one point the head was split open and they sewed it back together. Its arms are massive like ogres, but its legs are like tiny, like human legs. The chest and torso, and bottom part is mostly human. Various pieces, like a torso from one person, and each arm, neither one of them matches color or shade or size, and the legs are the same way.
Alright, so
The ears, one ear looks like it's maybe a goblin ear. You're not sure.
Okay, so we found Jeffrey Dahmer's laboratory. Got it. I'll go ahead and cover that thing back up.
And remember that wizard did reanimate that hill giant, right? It was kind of like an undead golem when it came back at us. So that kind of goes with his MO, is all I'm saying.
Alright, scrolls. Always a scary thing here. Oh, that's where it is, my bad. I don't know why I thought it was up there. I'll unravel the scrolls and take a look at them, see if I can decipher what they are.
Okay, one second. So the first scroll that you pick up, you immediately can recognize some of the symbols on it. It definitely is something that has probably arcane spells on it, because you recognize half of the symbols. You don't know what spells are on it. Are in it. You would need to sit down and do a read magic and determine what they are, but you definitely can see there's more than one spell on whatever this scroll is.
Okay. Definitely set that aside. Might be useful. And then the other two here.
Alright, so the other one you pick up, and it is in some kind of strange dialect or something. You can't understand what it says for the second one.
Let's see. Can I make a read languages check on it?
Sure. Wooden tower, please.
Alright. Right up my alley here.
You still cannot decipher what it says.
What is this? Written by a madman, obviously. Gibberish. Alright, then look at the last scroll.
So you're on this scroll, the outer piece is kind of sealed with wax, and the wax has like a pentagram symbol put on it.
Oh. I see.
You want to break it and look at it?
Nope. I'm gonna hold off on that one. Might need to do some more investigating before I go ahead and pop any seals. It's either gonna be way too strong a magic or a curse, and I'm not about that life at the moment.
Protection scroll too, man. You never know.
That's true, but always err on the side of caution.
I had a bad experience with a scroll blowing up in my face once.
Yeah, I'll need to prepare the correct spells to deal with this scroll. But I'm sorry, was the book magic? It wasn't, right?
No, it was not.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and open the book up. Shouldn't be trapped, hopefully, if there's no magic coming from it.
1 second, please.
Do any of you guys know who Dr. Disrespect is?
Vaguely.
I do not.
No.
Yeah, he's a really popular Twitch streamer, but he's like been permanently banned from Twitch, and nobody is saying why.
Huh.
Like really popular, like makes
Well,
a very healthy living on there.
They went through a big ban hammer on a bunch of streamers that had sketchy moral character. They had done various, sexual harassment and worse. There's been a big fuss about, Method got cut from their streaming, wherever they were streaming.
Yeah.
Method, the rating group?
Lost sponsorships and that sort of thing because one of their members was apparently more than accused of, just accused of doing terrible things.
Yeah, there's been a big, it just really has just been running rampant for like the past 2 weeks, I think, of like a Me Too in the Twitter/game verse lately.
That's right. Yep.
A lot of people are coming forward saying, look, this guy is, doing this and that and the other, and some other things too, but yeah, it's been kind of crazy, the things that people have been accused of doing.
And game execs and public relations people and all kinds of
stuff. Yeah, a lot of gaming guys. That's where it started, was the game execs, and then it kind of filtered into the Twitter and other things for Twitch. Alright, so what was where were we at? I'm sorry, Corthane, what were we doing?
I was just reading, I was opening the book and seeing what was in it.
Okay, so the book is basically a long drawn out, and it's got schematics. It's got diagrams on how this thing on the table was attached and put together, like one of those Da Vinci drawings, but it's like, describing, we attached this and that and the other, and it's a big long description of basically how to put that thing together. And one of the... Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say that's definitely piquing my interest. That's right up my alley. So,
you could take some time to read it, at some point.
Take it with us.
What's that?
We'll take it with us.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to put that in the pack. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to sit down with some of these scrolls over here and identify them. But feel free to, go about your business while I do this. It's probably going to take me a little bit of time.
Oh no, it's going to do it a million fucking times. I had it disabled there. Let me see. Oh crap, it's not
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say, let me see if I can just stop it. No, I can't. Oh my god. Because it triggers on the new round text, and so I'm gonna do this like 20 times.
That wasn't too bad.
I was spamming the stop button on SimonScape, so it wouldn't do it. Alright, so I tell you what, now is actually probably a good time to take... We're back.
We're back.
I think everybody is back anyways. I didn't even check. Oh, let's see. Use that one. My new background. Alright, so when we took the break, before I annoyed everybody with spamming roll for initiatives, somebody said they were going to do something. I think they wanted to do something with scrolls.
Yep, I'm going to take the 3 scrolls that or the 1 scroll with the many spells on it, excuse me, that seem to be arcane in nature, and cast read magic on them and figure out what it is they are.
Okay. Alright, so you guys sit down and wait for him to decipher these scrolls. It takes a while. In fact, it takes about an hour for him to do this, but the Arcane Scroll Has magic mouth, fly, charm, monster, and polymorph other on it. And it's in the party sheet. What did you want to do next?
I'm just gonna stand guard. Jareth is just gonna stand guard.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the door. Try and be unobtrusive, so in case anything comes busting in, I'm kind of hidden in a corner. Place myself where I want me.
Were there any scrolls that Borgin needed to look at?
Alright, yeah. There's the other 2 scrolls I put back. I can't read one of them. The other one has a seal. If Morgan wants to mess around with either of those 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to break the seal, but I'll look at that. I'll look at the one.
Okay.
So, give me a spellcraft check, Borgin.
So I'll hold on to this scroll for now.
Is that a skill?
Yes, it is. I hope you have it.
Nope.
Well, then we'll do this. You don't know what it is.
Okay.
You want me to hold on to that for now?
Or you could have Jolliman look at it, since we're playing his character.
Sure.
He doesn't have that skill either. But yeah, you can look at it. That's fine.
He even has less clue than you did what it is.
Alright, I'll just hold on to this thing then until we can deal with it later. Well, should we continue on? I'm feeling pretty good. If you guys want to continue on down some hallways.
So did you get the spell components that you were looking for? The pearls, the troll's blood, the diamond dust, whatever? Did you pick all that up? Do you have it in your inventory now?
I think so. I have, well, I didn't grab the troll's blood.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody wanted to carry that around. I'm getting pretty full.
I'm happy to carry it. Yes, I'm happy to carry whatever, especially the troll's blood. I definitely want to make sure that gets safely to the temple.
Alright, so there's that stuff that looked like kind of coagulated blood, I guess. The jelly blood. I assume is like troll's blood. And there was a couple jars of that, so...
Yeah, I think that was it. The 2, 10-pint jars or whatever they were.
Yeah.
The 2 10-gallon jars.
Yeah.
So, it keeps increasing every time you say it.
Do you want to throw those in the party sheet and then I'll put them in my inventory, or no?
Just create them and call them what it is.
Okay.
We just add the gem dust as well. So I'll take that. Just call it a bag of gem dust. Alright.
What do they weigh?
What?
the troll blood?
2 pounds each.
Okay.
You guys got your inventory all done?
I'm all ready,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I got the troll's blood in there now. Okay, well, if we're ready to move out, I mean, am I back to normal now, strength-wise?
I don't know. Are you?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Okay. I will go and I guess Corathene has already opened the door again.
Oh, did we shut it? Sorry.
Yes, I shut it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and open it up.
All right. You have a long hallway to the south, one to the west that goes out of your line of sight.
All right, let's get back on this. See if I can not get raped by some roper again. Certainly an unpleasant experience, to say the least.
Yeah, in general, when you're scouting, if you come across an area of interest that you want to explore, come back and tell the party, and then we'll come at least watch your back while you explore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
that
was kind of
mage
watching his. I was kind of watching his back, and it
Yeah.
didn't help.
Yeah, plus mage paraphernalia, kind of ruined my
You got
day.
squirreled. You got
Yep.
squirreled. I get it.
That's cool.
Right. Are you doing any trap checking or moving silently or anything, or are you just kind of charging down the hallway?
No, I'll definitely move silently, but trap checking not so much, unless something, like if something is weird in a hallway, I will definitely stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the hallway just looks like the same all the way around, just take my chances, I guess.
Peek around this room.
Oh boy.
There are some containers and some bales of something. You can't really tell from where you're at.
Alright, I'll let Jareth know. We got some containers and it looks like maybe hay or something up here. I want to have everybody kind of nearby.
All right, I'll go back and tell the rest of the group,
Alright,
and then move forward.
I'll wait until I see someone before I start creeping in to search the area.
You guys have no humans.
None. Got a dwarf though. 2 of them.
But everybody has infravision, is what I was getting at.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Are you guys just going to stare at this pile of trash at the end of the hallway?
I was just gonna say, since everybody's here, I'll quietly move in, looking for traps slowly as I move in.
Give me a check.
Yeah, overall trying to be aware of my surroundings.
And I'm looking for anything moving while he's doing that. I'm standing at the entrance of the room and I'm looking for anything, any threats.
Alright, where the hell did my move silently go? There it is. And find traps.
So you found no traps.
All right.
You move into the room, and as I described earlier, it looks like a bunch of empty crates and boxes that are opened. There's bales of like clothes and blankets and other things that look like at one point they're covered in like blood or brown stains and stuff. All of it is. And there's bones of various creature types in here. Some are large, some are small. You're not sure what they are because you're not somebody that knows that kind of stuff. But it looks like somebody's been throwing their dinner trash in here, maybe.
Or this is something's nest.
Could be.
Alright. Oh, if you guys want to poke around in that. Looks pretty
Definitely
gross.
looks, there's a lot of like bugs kind of crawling around it, a lot of fleas.
Yeah, forget all that. I'll go this way. Poking around in flea-ridden garments. Alright. So quietly as I can, moving up this way.
One second, please.
Sure.
All right. You can tell that it opens up into a hallway or something to your west. And when you get to there, you can certainly see it opens up into a 30-foot square room. There are hides and skulls and bones of large things, banners of various, folks. One of them looks like maybe it was a banner of some elvish group. You're not sure. Tabards, various things hanging on the walls and sitting on, little platforms, I want to say.
Looks like a trophy room, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'll let the group know. When I get up here, I'll start slowly moving in.
The center of the room, there's some cabinets that are all smashed up, and they're all, and laying all the what remains of the cabinets are laying in the middle of the floor. Strewn about the room are bones, crushed bones, like kind of just strewn about the room itself.
I'll walk around the room again, just looking for anything that moves, any threats.
Okay.
And then go stand guard at the entry of the room.
And I will just investigate the room for anything that looks out of place. The secret levers, what have you. Just skirting the outside of the walls here.
Yep, 1 second.
Yeah, he's frozen our movement now, so it's time for him to unleash the army of minotaurs that came out of the floor.
Close, but no.
Haven't heard the music change, so that's a good sign.
Not really.
Oh.
Busy doing something.
It did stop. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that is not a good sign either.
So, Grimlock moved in, started doing his standard patrol moves. Borgin followed. It looks like Jareth was going to as well as Cortha. You guys kind of all moved in to do your examination. When you did, and I rolled surprise for Grimlock because he was the one that was paying attention. Unfortunately, he didn't make it with the -4 that is added to the check. And the ceiling, what seems like the ceiling, entire ceiling drops down on all of you. And so I'm going to back, I guess, all of you. Happens. There we go. So Grimlock and Borgin, where underneath the thing as it fell from the roof, the other two of you, which is Corathane and Jareth, either were out of its range or like both of you guys are kind of or at the corners of it. But Grimlock and Borgin were right underneath it, and it landed right on top of them. And as soon as it does, it rolls up into a ball, and you can see that it's, you know, the Grimlock and Borgin are, you know, moving around inside like they're in, you know, inside of this giant flesh thing. And let me give you a picture. Oh, this is a pretty lame picture, but we'll give it. And that, I'm gonna look.
Man. That picture, dude. I would not show that picture ever again.
It's all I got. But it's like it looks like the ceiling, so it's pretty plain, and it, you know, kind of just collapses on top of you guys. And as soon as it does, it rolls up and starts squeezing you guys together. But I'm trying to get something really quick.
So it's like a tortilla monster?
Yeah. That would be
doing his burrito attack?
With big pointy teeth.
That picture did not have any pointy teeth in it. It looked like a moldy cheese wedge or something.
Those are on the inside. And that, by coincidence, is where you are.
Alright, now roll for initiative. So I need, let's see, Borgin, give me a D4 roll, please.
That says Jolliman, but...
No, that's you. Huh? And Grimlock, I need you to do the same thing, please.
D4 in the open?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh. Alright. So our first person on the list is Borgin. So Borgin, the first thing you immediately know is you can't breathe. And you are quickly running out of air. This creature will suffocate you very quickly if you are not pulled out within a certain amount of time. And just to give you an idea of what that time is, you rolled the dice for it. So, not that that's the entire amount, but that's to give you an idea of how long you guys have got. And right now, Borgin, you definitely can tell that your oxygen supply is running low. While you are wrapped up in this thing, you can't use any weapon, you know, bigger than a small weapon. So, like if you have a dagger or something like that, you can attempt to use it. But anything bigger than that, it's, you know, clamped around your body.
Alright, Borgin is going to speak the command word for his helm of underwater action. That'll create a globe of air around my head. And that way I can breathe freely.
Okay, 1 second. So the item itself, and I don't see it say anywhere, it says the wearer is able to see and breathe underwater. And you're not underwater. I don't think it gives you a globe of... Well, let's see. Yeah, it says globe of air around. Okay. Yeah, boom. You got air. Okay.
And then
So you're done.
no,
That's your action.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. So the two of you both get squeezed again. Let me get that to where I can see you guys. Lock and... He squeezes. Thorthane, what are you doing, bud? Frankie.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab it with a short sword and see if it'll release them.
Okay.
I assume this thing is large.
It is.
Alright. Come on. Oh. And that's it.
Alrighty. Jareth.
I am going to do the same thing, but I want to try and be careful that I don't hit my compatriots inside.
Okay.
So I will try and stab it with my short sword.
Go for it. That is a hit.
I need some help with targeting again. I can't see a monster.
You're good. I got it. Yeah, just let me know. Remind me, because I'll probably forget.
Is it large or small?
It is definitely large. If you could see it on the map, it is very large. All right.
There you go.
All right, Grimlock. Do you have any small weapon at hand?
So here's the thing. I've got the Ring of Free Action, but I don't
Mhm.
know if that helps me here. I read the description, and it kind of seems like it might, but you tell me whether you think it might.
I tell you what I will let you do is... Okay, first off, give me a percentile roll.
Sure. In the tower or out in the open?
You can do it out in the open.
Oh, that's either really bad or really good.
Wow. Let me double check and make sure I'm reading that right. I think it's in your abilities.
Either it ate you or you ate it.
Yeah.
Well, it's either automatic success or automatic failure.
So the way it's listed is you have a 20% chance for the item to malfunction. And the way they list it here, it doesn't, the way I would do it is the lower value. So 1 to 20, it would fail. So in this case, you absolutely, it functions, the ring. So you do have free action. That doesn't release you, but I will give you a little freedom on your weapons. Like if you have something that's not like right in your hand, but it's still, the large thing is way too big. You can't swing any kind of weapon in here effectively unless it's like a smaller.
Sure.
And I will let you even get away with maybe a medium-sized weapon with having free action.
Well, but you said I can't breathe, right?
No, you can't.
So my guy gets kind of freaked out because I've had an issue. Remember fighting the water weird, where I actually was actually killed. I was actually drowned, and so when I can't breathe, my guy immediately is like, "I need to get the hell out of here immediately." So I go into I'm not swinging with a weapon. I'm trying to manhandle this thing. I'm trying to open it up and rip my way out, and at least get to where I can breathe.
Okay.
So that's what my guy's doing.
So one of the things I neglected to say at the very beginning around you, definitely. I know I said that Borgin feels like he's running out of air. You are even more. In addition to your phobia of suffocating, it is even your air supply is even just really you feel that like you're not going to make it another round, or
Sure.
at most maybe.
Which kind of goes into the same thing. That's my action is.
So what do
getting out of here?
Explain to me what you want to do. I'm
assuming
me what you want to do, and we'll figure it out.
This thing is trying to restrain me. Something is around me, so I'm trying to brute strength my way out of it.
Okay, so what we'll do is on the front of your character sheet, there is in your strength on the far right, there's things. It's listed as bars. If you like mouse over that, grab it and drop it out in the open. And if you can make that, which is 40% chance, you made it by 19. You are able to find the seam of the thing right where it's at. You stick your hands in there and you're yelling and screaming because you don't want to suffocate. You get it open just long enough, and as soon as you get it open, it kicks you out and slams shut behind you.
Okay,
that's your action, Jalaman.
Jalaman has to run down the hallway.
Yes, he does.
Because he doesn't know exactly what's going on. So, yeah, he's just going to run down. We'll go right there.
Okay.
And then he'll attack next turn.
Alrighty. Everybody roll for initiative, please.
Roll initiative!
Hey, Puppet Dad. Yeah, we've been playing AD&D for a long time. But right now we're playing Temple of Elemental Evil. They are fighting a trapper that dropped on top of them. I really didn't think he was going to make that Ben Bar's Lift Gates thing. I thought he was going to be stuck and die. Alright, looks like everybody was rolled. Lurker gets to go first. Where is he? Borgin, you take 4 damage. Right, and Jareth.
I will attack again.
Why don't you go for it? Music is so intense. That is a miss, sir. I thought I targeted for you. That is a miss, so we'll go to Jalaman.
Jalaman is going to move over and attack.
Okay. Did I miss core thing last round, or I just didn't move you? That's what it was. That is a hit, sir. -6. Ouch. Alright, Grimlock, you are gasping for breath, but you can actually get some in your lungs. It's burning. Yeah. The thing is, let me move you a little bit. I'll put you right there.
So I go into a frenzy because I am, I was just scared out of my wits, and I see this thing squirming and moving, and so I'm going to attempt to destroy it with my axe. And and I'm assuming I can see a lump in there where Borgin is. I am purposely not swinging near any
So-
lumps because
Yeah.
I don't know who was in there, but
So the thing is not like a flat thing with just a lump sliding around in it. It was a ball with both of you guys in. Now that you're out, it's just a ball around Borgin. So just to kind of
Okay.
give you an idea of what you're talking about.
all right. Well, I am gonna attempt to open the ball up with my axe.
Alright.
And second swing. Is that really a hit?
Yep, it's AC 6.
That's it.
1 second, please. All right, Borgin. The thing is crushing you. You're about to suffocate, and you feel like the thing is chewing on you. You feel your bones are breaking. What are you gonna do?
I can breathe.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry,
I'm gonna,
I forgot. You got the air bubble.
That's right. I'm gonna try and stab it with my dagger.
Okay. Roll a hit. You're gonna be at -4, but I'll apply it after you roll, so don't worry about it. Wow. That is definitely gonna hit, anyways.
He got the rolls tonight, man.
He does, doesn't he?
Pretty limited damage.
Oh, he
but hey,
killed it. Too.
Killed it!
The second thing you've killed tonight, man.
Wow.
Morgan's got the mojo.
2 for
He
2.
does. He does. He's got it, man. I don't know what's up with him, but he is able to roll the dice tonight. So, with your last stab, you just kind of stab into it, and then just start sliding down and rip it open. And to everybody else, it looks like this thing is giving birth to this bloody and beat dwarf. And in fact, when he comes out, you guys can tell that that Borgin has been not just crushed, but some of the other attacks that you guys have done have landed on him. Some of the damage pretty beat up.
Oh, Morgan.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, you are. Yeah. Okay. He is in need of assistance.
Yeah, we better cast some cure wounds.
You would be the guy that would do that because you're running both the clerics right now.
Yep. So I'm going to cast Cure Moderate Wounds on Borgin.
Need some help?
Oh, that was a crappy roll. So yeah, so I'll just hit him with another one.
Does he have the healing hat on, or no, or does Robbie have that now?
That's Rob.
Oops, I didn't drop that on myself that time. So that should be 7.
There you go.
There we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, half health. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So
that
let
way-
me describe the room again. to kind of give you guys a idea of what's in there. In fact, I've got this. We can throw that in there. But it's a 30-foot square room with many exhibits of grim sorts. They're hung on the wall or displayed in glass cases. A couple of them are smashed whenever you guys were attacked by the lurker above. But you can see there's heads of all sorts, skulls, bony hands, flayed skin, banners, several plain crowns on top of a helm or helmet, holy symbols of various deities, tabards, some arms, some shields, decorations on them indicating various regions within, this area. One case has maces and several other items that are obviously ceremonial. And the cabinet in the middle was the thing that was all smashed, where this thing dropped on top of you.
So I'd like to look at the, take a good look at the heraldry or coats of arms here and the decorative weapons and everything, and kind of see if my military history can maybe identify, where they came from.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have an actual skill of ancient history? Okay, so give me a roll for that. I will say, without doing that, there are various rings, and those rings are signets of Knights of Valuna. But other than that, the rest of it, the other items that don't have the Valuna signet ring emblem on it, you're not sure what they are. You don't recognize any of them, unfortunately.
And the Knights of Valuna, do we know of anybody associated with them?
Yes, they ran with Thrommel.
Okay.
They're like, I want to say cavaliers, but that sort of thing.
So is it possible some of these belongings were Thrommel's?
You're not sure?
Okay. All right. Well, I'll as far as the stuff that's Valuna specific, if it's just rings and trinkets, lightweight stuff, I'll go ahead and harvest that stuff up and take it. And since that's our primary mission is to find Thrommel, I'm kind of like, well, I know Thrommel was with the Knights of Valuna. Maybe some of this stuff was his, or maybe it was some of his compatriots. Maybe some of the people in town could identify them and maybe give us some information that might indicate whether he had been here.
Okay. So there are a total of 10 rings that seem to be have the Valuna signet on them. Some of those they're all with red gems. One of them has a white gem in it, but the rest, of those, there's 10 of them total.
Okay. I think this is probably a good room to cast Detect Magic, and I'll wait for them to do that before I take the rings.
Alright, I got that on tap, so I will cast Detect Magic.
Huh? So you spend about 10 minutes scanning the room, and there is nothing in this room that's magic.
This room is garbage. Literally. Nothing worth it in here.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to take those rings. Do you want to... I'll show the rings to you before I put them away, though, and see if maybe you can appraise them to see if they appear to be of any value.
Sure. Take a look at these things.
All right, give me an appraisal check, please. That'll make it a lot easier. Don't take him out if he's doing that.
Okay, got it.
All right, so you look at all the rings. The standard signet rings that the ones with the red stones, are all, and I'm just identifying them. And then the one that has the clear stone, that seems to be way more valuable than the rest. Maybe it was held by somebody rank, you're not sure, but it is much worth a lot of money.
Yeah, so I definitely think we could pawn these for a good amount.
Okay, well I'll take all those rings and throw them in my backpack. Is there a way I can drag all 9 of them at a time?
Yeah, hold shift and drag the shield over to your inventory.
Thank you. That's helpful.
I thought we went through this before.
We may have, but I'm old. I forget shit.
Yeah, CRS. It comes for us all.
Just like somebody forgets how to spell signet.
Who misspelled signet?
You spelled it SIGNIT.
I probably just copy pasted that from the module.
That's how you spell it in Texas, right? Signet.
Yeah.
Let me make a note to fix that then. I didn't even look at it.
Morgan's going to check out the holy symbols, see if there's any that he obviously recognizes.
And while they're doing that, I will scour the walls for secret apparati.
All right. Sorry, what was that, Morgan?
Morgan's going to look through the debris and see if there's any obvious religious symbols he could salvage or recover. Maybe holy symbols to return to their temples or whatever.
There are absolutely some holy symbols in there. Varying religions, most of them good. Probably are from fallen priests from previous battles with the temple at some point, and they just took them and put them in here. They don't have any, intrinsic value other than their holy symbols for that particular deity. There's definitely some from Saint Cuthbert, Pelor, and various other deities that are local in this area.
I'm just going to go ahead and grab all the good ones and put them in my pack.
So you can go ahead and put mark 6 holy symbols and just put them in your inventory. It doesn't really say how many and which ones, so we're just going to assume there's 6 different ones.
How do I just add something brand new to my inventory? I don't think I've done that.
Just right click and add, create item or something like that.
Thank you.
And Corthan, you said you were looking for something? And where was that you were looking? Frankie.
Dang it! Sorry, I keep muting myself. I'm just while they're looking around and doing their thing, I'm just skirting the outside of this room and searching for any kind of secrets.
When you say outskirts, can you point to what
Like,
you're talking about?
Yeah, the walls like this. Like I'm walking down.
Okay, gotcha.
At the walls and just traveling around clockwise.
Alright, sounds good. You do not find anything. The rest of you guys, while he's doing this, because it takes him a long time.
Sir.
Anybody?
Once I've looked at the the military related stuff. Did I get any sort of information about the decorative weapons?
They all look ceremonial.
Okay,
Other
but
than that, you don't know what they went to, who are owned by, and that kind of stuff. No, you completely failed your military history check.
yeah, I didn't know if that was if I'd have to do a separate check for them or not. Okay,
No,
so
I
that
just didn't
being
want.
said, I will stand outside the room and kind of scan the hallway behind us, as well as I'll take turns kind of looking in the room, looking down the hallway, listening, making sure I don't hear anybody.
All right. So, Jareth, are you doing anything, Borgen? Because, like I said,
Um,
it takes Corathane like an hour to scan the entire. I mean, four walls in this room. If that's what he's doing.
yeah, I don't have anything to do in this room. I'm not particularly religious, and so none of these items really give me any cause for action or alarm. So I'm just gonna go back out in the hallway.
Alrighty. So you guys wait for Corthane to get finished. He steps out and says, "It's clean.
There ain't shit up in there.
And not even magic."
What a waste of time. We almost died. Well, there was like 20,000 gold in rings, so I guess it's not a total waste.
True.
So, walk my ass all the way down here, being as sneaky as you please.
Alright. Begin to make your way down the hallway. And the party follows. Jawman notices that as he passes this area right here, that there is a strange marking on the wall, and he kind of he taps it twice and then twists, where he sees something you guys don't, and then this door just kind of goes and pops open right there. It just cracks open, doesn't open all the way. It just kind of opens.
So I'm assuming Jareth is with us.
Yep.
I'll ping him and tell him, hey, go grab Corthane, bring him back here, and then let's check out this secret door.
Okay. Come on back.
I'm back.
Come on back, come on back. So the door is right there. It just kind of is halfway open, cracked open, and it pushes inward.
Alright, I will, well, if it's already cracked, I still want to check it, so I'll make sure that there's, no wires on the other side or anything silly that
Okay.
could give us any trouble. And
You
then
don't
I
find
will
any traps.
Sweet. Then I'll slowly push it open and look inside.
Hallway goes down, and then it turns off to the west. The hallway itself looks like it's been fairly well traveled. There's, the dust in some of the rooms, normally collect in the middle of the hallway here. I mean, there's definitely dust in the corners and cobwebs and various things, but in the center it looks like it's been traveled a lot. And you can see that there's some brown splotches on the floor.
Brown splotches. Alright, well, I'll stay in the center where it's most traveled. I'll keep an eye. Like, how high is the ceiling in here?
It's been about the same as this hallway here, so about 12 feet tall.
Alright. And I will sneak in here.
In this alley?
Yes, sir. And then come over here and see what's around the corner.
So I've got a question.
I hopefully have an answer.
Well, would our party, we've explored this level from several different perspectives now. And so my question is, would we have any indication at this point as to where we are compared to the other regions that we've explored in here?
I don't know, do you?
Because, well, just OOC, what I would suspect is that, because we're getting close to the secret exit where we got out the first time and where we tried to come back in and the alarm went off, right? So I suspect that all these tracks that we're seeing are possibly whatever troops were from whatever troops were coming to deal with us when we tried to come in that way. So would my guy with his engineering sense have any indication that we were getting close to the area where the secret exit was?
So that wouldn't be an engineering. That would be more of the dwarvish detection abilities.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, if you will give me a D6 in the tower, please.
D6 in the tower, we can do.
And we want it twice.
2 times, you got it.
You know that your depth is the same level, but you don't know the position of where you're at now in relation to where the other tunnels and the hallways and stuff are.
Sure, okay.
But you're certain that this is at least the same depth as those were. Alright, so Corthane, whenever you look down the hallway, again, you can tell that there's been a lot of travel in and out of here. Right here, you can see there is I know this doesn't look like it, and that's because this map isn't made for what I'm doing right now, but that is a door. It looks like a heavy, steel bound sort of door. It's got barred upper section with a cover that goes over it. You can't see what's over here, but that's what you can see right there.
Alright, then I will continue to try to move silently up to like here where I can try to peer around the corner.
Okay. You look around the corner and you see a table, and it's stacked with various torture implements. Like
Nice.
the things that crush your fingers, the things that they rip, your nails off with, long, sharp, pointy things, stuff like that. And all of them are covered in blood. Some of it looks fresher than others, but the table is just covered in those types of implements. There's a pair of leather gloves. There's like 2 whips on the wall, hanging up on the wall. The cat and nine tails variety, that kind of stuff.
Alright, at this point, I'm going to go back and to the hallway here and let everybody know that there is a torture room over here and a large barred door. I think there's going to be someone waiting for us on the other side, just based on like how fresh everything is in the area here. I will certainly check the room or the door for traps, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be the first one to open that door.
So I'll go in there and before he checks for traps, I'll ask everybody to be quiet and I'll listen at the door and see if I hear anything on the other side.
Which door are you listening to?
The iron door.
Okay, give me a percentile on the tower, please. You hear nothing. That's on the other side of the door.
Okay. Well, I'll tell them I don't hear anything on the other side, and I'll step back so that he can check for traps on the door. You said this was a heavy-duty door, and it was barred or whatever. Is it barred from our side, or does it appear to be barred from the other side?
So you find no traps. The door itself is still bound. It's like, wooden planks that are heavy duty, like, some kind of oak or something, but there's still bands binding the door. There's a panel at the top which would be about the eye level for a human that has got a plate that's closed. You suspect that if you opened it, you could see through the other side. You don't know. There is also a large lock on the front of the door. There is no bar. There is no traps, by the way, either.
Okay. Well, we ain't got time to be dealing with no locks, so I'm gonna cast knock on the lock.
Okay.
I back away.
All right. So the door pops open. Let me a second to reveal the room. And don't be surprised if my room description doesn't entirely match this. I should have just done this to begin with. Weird shaped room. So there is a dais in the north, right there. On top of it is an Iron Maiden and one of those racks where you can stretch out people and cause a great amount of pain. But there's nobody in or on either. Over here, though, you can see what appears to be a coffin. It doesn't look like a really fancy coffin. It's like made of pine. The lid is, sitting on the wall to the side of it. And that's really, but you can see blood, all over the top of that. And I say blood, it's brown substance. It's dried now. But all over that dais and scattered about the floor. You can even see some that's like, it looks like whatever was, the person that was put in the coffin probably was bleeding when they were put in the coffin. About where a person's chest would be, you can see like this metal blade sticking down into the coffin, but it's like broken at the top. So it's like like something, if you had a good sword and you stabbed it down and then broke the hilt handle and all that off. That's what it looks like from your perspective.
No way this could be good. Well, seems to be some death implements in there, and I think there might be somebody's body in a coffin.
So I'll go over there and take a look.
I'll cover the area with my short bow, just in case.
All right.
And I'll go in slowly, kind of surveying the area, making sure nothing's moving, making sure there's no threats as I make my way towards the coffin.
Okay. As you get near it, as you get closer and you kind of look, you can see inside a little easier. And you can tell that there is definitely somebody in there. And the blade that is stabbed down, you can see there's blood on it, like it was stabbed in them multiple times. 1 second. And as you get near where you're at now, the blade moves and it goes, instead of being, what is that, vertical? It goes horizontal as something inside raises up, and it's a human with this blade sticking out, and you can kind of see it sticking out the backside. And he grabs hold of the top of the coffin, and he turns and looks at you. His skin is all gray and pale. His eyes they're dead. They're gray. And he looks at you, and he says, "Oh, you have finally come to rescue me. Roll initiative, please."
Count Thrommel.
Yeah. I mean, oh shit, sorry.
They took too long to rescue Thrommel, and so instead of using this old fake out room, I made it actual legit the way it was. If any of you guys have ever read Temple of Valentine.
Do I just roll base initiative if I want to try and turn undead?
Sure. Alright, looks like everybody but Jareth has rolled initiative. There he goes.
That's weird. It rolled a the 2-digit thing when I pick the initiative die. That's a 1 out of 10 or out of 100. 1 to 10. I mean 10, 20, 30, 40. It rolled the wrong die.
Totally confused as to what you're saying.
Okay, it rolled the percentile die, the 10's percentile die instead of a 1 to 10. And rolled a 1. That 10 is actually a 1 out of 1 to 10. It's 10 out of 10 to 100. It rolled the double-digit die.
And you rolled initiative for your short sword.
Yeah, that's right.
It shows the weapon speed is 1, so yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
It rolled the 10's die of a percentile. I don't know why.
Okay. Well,
Let's
I'm gonna take it as what it rolled. I'm curious to look at it, but yeah, I see what you're talking about. I don't see what you're talking about, but I see it's a 10, so we'll go with that. So everybody's rolled, and Borgin is going to attempt to turn. Let me pull up the table. Or he's not going to attempt to turn. You're going to attempt to command it, right? You can't turn.
No, but I can just destroy them utterly.
In a second. I need to look. You can command them. You can't just. I don't think you can destroy them either.
Mine says his ability to turn undead enables him to drive away these creatures or destroy them utterly, though a cleric of evil alignment can bind them to his will.
You're a death guy. You don't. It's different for you, I think. That's why it says normally it would just be turn undead, not command undead.
Oh right.
And it's a death god, not evil. The rare exception is the rule that the only evil priest can command undead. So I think you can try to attempt to tell him what to do. Would be what would happen. So
let's try that.
Okay. What level are you?
7.
Alrighty, give me a d20 in the tower, please. You hold up your holy symbol to Anubis, and the creature doesn't seem to take any notice of you whatsoever.
Anubis is my god.
Right. You hold up your holy symbol to Anubis, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on him at all. Corthane.
Alright. I'm gonna shoot him with my bow. But I can't see him.
Oh, I need to put him on there, don't I?
Yeah.
You don't have to. If you just wanna hand wave this one, that's fine.
There you go.
Hey, Thrommel. Sorry, bro. Need to not have you be in your current situation. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Probably gonna resist the hell out of this. Yeah. Bollocks.
The arrow strikes him in the shoulder, and he does not even seem to notice it. Like a fly landed on his arm.
Yeah, run.
You get 2 arrows.
Yeah, I'm not shooting the second one because that was like, when you hit it good. And,
Alrighty, so the Thrommel jumps up out of the coffin, positions himself right there, grabs hold of the blade in his chest, and yanks it out. He kind of looks at it and just looks disgusted and flings it across the room. And then he looks at Grimlock.
Oh man.
Nice knowing you guys.
Nice.
And you resist the call of his charismatic voice. Solomon.
And I will tell you guys, I've been charmed before, and it never goes well.
No, it did not.
I believe you.
Can Jolliman charge from where he is?
You can run into the room, but you can't charge him because he's not like a straight. You're going to be running through the door, and then so. I mean, you can certainly run into the room though.
Yeah, I'll run over there and I'll swing at him if I can.
Yeah, you can. That's not more than half your move, so you get a single attack at the end of it. That's a miss. Alright, Jareth.
Okie dokie. I still can't see the bad guy, so should I try and target him on the combat
Can you see
tracker?
the map?
I can see the map. I can't see anything on the map but us.
Okay, so I put a pointer there. Can you see where I pointed? That's where he's at.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see where he is. I mean, I see your pointer, but I don't see the bad guy.
Right, so I don't know what you want to do. I mean, there's nothing that I know of that you can target from range anyway, so. But
No,
he
I am around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I am just going to. I have heard talking and I have heard stuff going on. So I'm going to come up to the corner here and peek around and see what I can see down the hallway.
All right, you can certainly hear Jolliman and Grimlock. Jolliman ran. I mean, he was down here, and you saw him charge off, and you heard him, swinging it. You could hear, armor clattering and all that kind of stuff. So nobody's really shouted anything, but that's.
And I can see Corathene has just fired his
launched
bow.
an arrow. Yep, that's something.
All right, so I will draw my short sword and move up to here.
Okay.
And then we'll see.
All right.
That's my turn.
Come on.
Okay. I am familiar with this type of creature. Remember, we had first-hand experience. What did you say?
I said yeah.
Yeah, so we had first-hand experiences with exactly this type of being, and so I am going to try and cut him in half with my axe. I am trying to kill him quickly because I understand the threat level posed by this guy.
Yeah, go for it.
And he is not large, right?
No, he is not.
And second attack.
Hit twice. Oof. 21,
That's it for me.
All right. Next round, roll initiative, please. Alright, looks like everybody has rolled. Looks like Courtney's going first.
Alright, I'm gonna get in here a little bit. Oh, I'm not locked. I just want to move to here. Let me see how far that is. It's like 5.
Tokens are locked.
Okay. There we go. 25 feet. So I can move there and still cast, right?
You can't move and cast, no.
Oh.
At all.
At
You
all.
can cast from there, yeah. No, you can't move and cast at all. It takes, your entire round to cast a spell, pretty much. You start at the beginning of your turn.
Alright, then I am just going to cast it, and at least 2 of us are going to benefit from this.
Okay.
Boom.
invisibility. Okay.
That's it.
All right. So the Thrommel thing looks very upset that you hit him, and so he is just going to try to punch you square in the face. So that's not an attack. We want to attack, not a. Why did it do that?
Cast fist.
Yeah, cast fist. That is not what I wanted. Here we go. There it is. That's it. And you take damage. And hold on.
Yeah, no, hold on.
And you guys see when Thrommel claws into Grimlock, he kind of just like pulls part of his soul out, and you see Thrommel just kind of grimace in happiness as he draws out some of Grimlock's life force. And that is his turn. Jeff.
Okay, that's gross. I saw that happen.
Yep, you certainly did.
I don't know if this thing can see me when I'm wearing my cloak, but I'm going to try and... I know from where you pointed, it hasn't moved, has it?
No, it has not. It's still right here.
Okay, I'm going to try and move silently and unseen over here. In a circuitous path kind of around the wall to get to there.
So to do that, you're going to need to go to here, and through here, and then from there, you can show me how you're going to move. Grab the little dot at the end of the waypoint and move it where you want to go.
My speed is 12, I guess?
Right, but you can only move like half that when you're moving silently, yeah. So if you're moving at 9, whatever half of 9 would be. 7? I don't know. What's half of 9? I don't know.
4.5.
Yeah.
9 is 4.5.
5, so 50 feet.
So I'll put myself right there then.
Okay. And you can give me the move silently check in the tower, please. Grimlock.
Yep, so I'm going to attempt to finish what I started to the best of my ability, which is reduced now, so I will yell out a dwarven war cry to my gods and ask them to make my axe swing true.
Give me a percentile in the tower, please.
A percentile in the tower. Okay, I was about to drop the dice on it, man. There you go.
Do your attack, please.
All right.
That's it.
And do I get the second swing or no?
Why wouldn't you?
I'm assuming I got drained multiple levels, so I didn't know. I didn't know what happened. I just assumed I got drained.
Yes, you wouldn't have 2 every one now, so no, you. What round is it? It's an even round, so you would get 2. Next round, you'll get 1. Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. This may resolve the problem. Yeah. So you cleave his head off, it clatters to the floor, his grin fades. We can stop this sounding music.
Yeah, we dealt with a nasty vampire when we did the Halloween event. What was the module for that?
Ravenloft.
Ravenloft.
You
There
did. The
go.
rest of them didn't, but yeah.
But that's why I was saying that I was intimately familiar with this type of creature. As soon as he tried to do that charm business on me, I was like, oh yeah, I know what this guy is. Because the one we encountered in Ravenloft did charm me.
And it was not pretty.
It was not pretty.
All right. So the man in front of you definitely looks like the person that's been described as Thrommel to you guys. Apparently you took too long to rescue him. He is now dead.
You want to bring his head back?
So, I mean, we could search his corpse to see if there's any belongings of his that might confirm his identity, that we could bring back. I mean, I don't think we want to bring back his head. That's a little,
Well, traditionally, you drive a stake through his heart, you bury the body, and you bury the head at a crossroads, right? For a vampire?
I don't know that. I don't know how to traditionally deal with vampires.
That's the legend, right? Between you and me, Charles, that's not the D&D thing. That's the legend.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
That could certainly be what you know as to be true.
So
But he is wearing a foppish, like, white shirt, but you can tell that he has been stabbed and sliced, and so the shirt itself is torn in multiple places. His pants look like some kind of just peasant pants, and the same thing there. It looks like he's been stabbed in the legs and his back and feet and sides. His toenails are all ripped off. He has no fingernails on his fingers. Whenever he smiled, you could see like half his teeth were ripped out. So whoever ended up killing him, they tortured him before they killed him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anything on his person other than that shirt and pants. He's barefoot, and no necklaces, no rings, no nothing.
Wow.
But we think, I mean, we had a good enough description of him to be able to identify this undead version of him as him?
You think it is?
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll walk around the room and kind of scan it and see if I see anything of significance or any additional exits or anything like that.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll go in and cast Detect Magic on the room, and then, search the room for anything of interest after that.
Okay. Anybody else? Morgan?
Borgman will come in there and check it out.
Okay. And Jareth.
I'm gonna step outside and watch in the hallway and make sure nothing comes after us. I'll be cloaked and quiet, just to make sure nothing comes in here after us. I also am gonna occasionally keep a side eye on the body of this thing in case it jumps back up or some kind of weird thing like that.
Okay.
I don't know what vampires can do.
Gotcha. All right, so Grimlock is pacing around the room. Borgin, you're examining the coffin, or what? I mean, you're standing right next to it.
Yeah, I'm examining the coffin.
Yeah. And Corthan, you cast Detect Magic. You begin scanning the room. Borgin, the coffin is like I described earlier. It's a pine coffin. You look inside. There is nothing in it other than like a blood stain where, you know, the sword kind of pierced through the guy's back and he bled onto the pine itself. Grimlock, whenever you are making your rounds in the room, you find nothing out of the ordinary. Corthane, whenever you scan the room with your detect magic, you get a very faint sort of past magic aura on the blade that was snapped and broke and stabbed through the guy's chest.
Dang, they broke a magic blade. That's unfortunate. The disrespect.
So when he mentions that, I'll take a closer look at the remainder of that blade and see if I see anything that any markings on it or anything that might indicate the origin of the sword or the owner of the sword.
There are definitely markings on it, but you don't recognize any of them. It looks super fancy, the blade itself.
I'll show it to the rest of the
snapped
party.
and broke off, it would have been a pretty nice weapon, probably.
Yeah, I'll show it to the rest of the party and see if they recognize any of the markings. I'm trying to figure out, I suspect they may have killed him with his own sword. And so I'm trying to see if maybe they can confirm that, if anybody can actually read the writing on there.
Is it in a language we don't understand, or is it just not readable?
Are you going to try to look at it? Nobody else has said anything other than him, so...
Well, I'll ask Grimlock.
Grimlock doesn't understand it.
Oh, yeah, I can't make heads or tails of it. I don't know if it's in another language or it's magical or what, but looks like hogwash to me, but I figured you smarter people might be able to understand it.
I'll take a look at it and see what I know. You want a read languages check, or how you want to do this?
The markings on the blade are part of the original magic that bound it, you know, that made it what it was. Obviously, since it's been broke, it's no longer works. But do you have any kind of all you know is that the name of the blade is called Fragarak. Other than that, you don't know what the purpose of the runes or anything else.
Okay. Does the name Fragarak mean
Grimlock, you want to give
you?
me a military history check, please?
I can definitely do that. You want it in the tower or in the open?
In the open. You don't know what it is.
Dang.
Okay. Well, if anybody else wants to look at it, we can look at it. Otherwise, I'm taking the blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably take it
because I want to take it back to town, because you know it's possible people may since the blade is broken, it kind of makes it seem to me like they used his weapon and then broke it, intentionally to show that he was broken. So I suspect this may be something we can use to confirm that this was indeed Thrommel. That's my thoughts. So I will show it to everybody else. If anybody else wants to make a skill check or anything to see if they've heard of Fragarak or whatever, or wants to do anything else with the blade, you can do that now. Otherwise, I'm just going to throw it in my backpack.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I got nothing. Your theory sounds sound.
Sound. And with that, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pause it, and we'll come back next week.
With more players.
Yes, with more players, hopefully. Let me